It's gonna be good, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be better, I can't wait. Making my move, live for the day, sing like a bird, fly like a plane. Come spill with me, Jenny D. Jenny D. Jenny D.
Hello, my beautiful people. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Spill With Me, Jenny D. It's January. And I don't even know if I even told Erica this, my guest, but I am starting this, we're doing real people, real stories, but I'm really focusing on women being heard, women's voices, being seen. And, I was just so excited because I knew that I wanted to have my guest on today because what she's doing and how she's helping so many, I'm like, all right, we need to spotlight you. So I am just so excited to have you. This is Erica Cochran. Erica, I'm not going to do your title and your spiel because you're probably better at that, but introduce yourself to the listeners and the viewers.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Erica Cochran. I am currently the Director of Development for Girls Inc. of Greater Pittsburgh. But I have been doing nonprofit development work for, I don't want to say how long.
Oh, she's young. She's just a baby.
A decade. But a long history of work in nonprofits, specifically development. And right now, really focusing on girls, youth. Jenny knows me.
You're up my alley.
Yeah, Jenny knows that I will do anything that has anything to do with women and girls and supporting them. So this organization really is near and dear to my heart.
Well, before we get into that, Erica, because I feel like I'm hearing this for the first time too, as well as my listeners, I wanted to know a little bit about you, like where are you from and what do you do and did you go to school somewhere, in the area? So tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh, never left.
You're not in Pittsburghese, I don't hear it.
I know, right? That was like hammered into me as a child. Like we don't speak that way. A lot of people in my family do. But yeah, I was born and raised in Pittsburgh. I'm from Morningside. And I went to Pine Mission High School.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Rivals.
Yes.
It's okay. I only went there for 4 years. It's not like, it wasn't like my home. There's not a lot of loyalty
Wait a
there.
minute. We beat them this year.
Okay, well, good. Good for you. Yeah. There we go. And then I went to La Roche for college. I played softball in college, so big into sports, women's sports more specifically.
Yes.
And then I started my nonprofit work right out of college. So I've never not been in nonprofit.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you were at St. Vincent's, I went to Westminster.
La Roche. Yeah.
When I went to Westminster College. So I
Okay.
feel like
my husband went there.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, he's a lot younger than me. But I love, a smaller school because
Yes.
you can really find, my other kids have gone to big schools, but I feel like that you can kind of find your niche.
Yeah.
So did you know, like, what did you major in when you went?
So I actually, when I went into college, I was a science major, and looking back, I'm like, what?
Science.
Right? I don't even know where my head was. But then I took a sociology elective, and I just fell in love. Fell in love with the course. I fell in love with the topics. The teacher was great. And I was like, all right, switch my major. So I majored in sociology. The plan was to be a social worker, go straight into getting my master's in social work. And I got some of the best advice I'd ever gotten in my life from my advisor who said, are you sure you want to be a social worker? And I said, well, no, but isn't that just like what you're supposed to do with this degree? Like, what else can I do?
Right.
And he said, go work. Just go work for a little bit. And I said, I'm afraid if I don't go to school right now, I'll never go back.
Right.
And he said, just go work, please. And I'm so glad that I did, because really I did a ton of different, all in nonprofit, but different roles, some client facing, some development, right? Some more admin, but I got a real taste of like where I wanted to go within nonprofit. And now I'm in development with a master's in social work would have never helped me.
That is so funny you said that, Erica, because when I went to school, actually, I said this before when she came out. I was like, back in my day, I hate when people say that. But I remember in high school, I had to take this test. And it was like, kind of like saying like, because I didn't know what to major in as well. So I was doing broadcasting and theater, but it said that I would, with all my things that I put in there, social worker. And I was like, because
you were a people person.
Yes, we're empaths.
Yes.
That's what Kim Gabriel told me. She's like, we're empaths.
Yes, everyone should be a social worker.
Yes.
You're an extrovert, social worker.
I know, because you really like, when we hear it, my cousin was a social worker as well. And when you hear about being a social worker, to me, it's like someone who is just doing so much and not giving so much,
Mhm.
but not getting
Oh
anything,
yeah.
a lot of like heartache and stuff like that, through
Yeah,
that
a
too.
lot of taking your work home with you, and I'm not gonna lie, I did very, a lot of work aligned with social work. I was a case manager in many different ways, and even that was really hard for me, just the type of
Right.
person I am, like, taking my work home with me and thinking about my clients and their situation, and
Oh my gosh,
it's
that's
hard, like,
hard.
mentally, it's hard work to
It
do.
does.
Yeah.
See, I don't think people understand that, and I it's not a woman thing either, because I'm not gonna say it's a woman thing,
No.
because, there's men too that are very sensitive that really take that work home with them, and, heck, I watch the news or anything, and I am so upset about what's going on, and
Yeah.
I lose sleep over other people's tragedy.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, for someone to say that, they wanna help people, that was your mission all along,
It was,
you know?
yeah. My background played a large role in that. I didn't come from the greatest family, the wealthiest family, the healthiest family. And I think the reason, going back to the science major, was I need to make a lot of money. I need to be able to take care of
Mm.
myself and my family, and I want to be comfortable. And that, I think, is where my mind was. But then when I took the sociology class, and I was like, or I could go the
Right.
other route and I could really help people and kind of give back to a lot of the social services that helped me and my family when I was a child.
That's so true. It you know what? It is does come, if there's like younger kids listening to this trying to figure out what they want to do, it does take some time to kind of get out in the workforce
Yeah.
and to do some of these
Hmm.
jobs because you don't know. You don't know what fits for you or what you love or what you know. I just remember that I thought I wanted to be a soap opera star.
I still think you could be, but
Do you think there's time for me?
there's
Is
always
Guiding Light
time.
still on?
There's always time. Well, I don't know, but there's always time.
But you do, you have these, like, passions and you have these, like,
Yeah.
dreams and you wanna do something, but, like, you made your dream come true. You
Yeah.
really did.
I mean, it was not easy, but
Yeah,
it's definitely it's rewarding work that I don't regret. It's a
right.
path I don't regret going down, for
Yes.
sure.
And that's why you don't wanna wake up one day and, like, 20 years into it, you're like, "Oh my god, why did I wish I would've picked this profession or something else."
Right. Right. And again, there's always time, no matter what age you are, right? You want
Right.
to go back to school, you want to change your
Yeah,
career.
look
I
at me.
fully think you should, just to be happy. But yeah, I don't regret switching that
So
major.
when your master's, where'd you get your master's?
I did not. I never went back,
Oh.
which is funny because I said to him,
Yeah.
if I don't do this now, I'm never going to go back. And he was like, oh, well, and here I am. I never went back. I do think
You don't
when my
even need it,
kids,
do you
well,
really?
no, I don't think so, unless I want to do something different in the future. But I have young kids right now.
Yeah.
School is not in the cards for me.
They're
Working
babies.
kids,
How old are they?
4 and 8.
I love that age.
Yes, it's perfect.
Oh.
I'm obsessed with them.
Was the elf on the shelf?
Yeah, all the things. Like, there's just
I
all the
love
things.
that.
But
I
yeah,
love
I think maybe when they're older, I could
Yes.
explore doing some more things like professional development for me, maybe going back to school. But right now,
No,
zero time.
no,
Not
no.
happening.
You're in the heart of it right now and
Mhm.
the mix of it. And it's like, to me, sometimes it's like you can't stretch yourself too thin.
Well, no, and I
No.
don't want to.
No, good for you. I
Like-
wish I would have said no.
I say no to a lot. It's something that took me a
Yes.
while to start saying, but like my family, my home, anything that happens in those 4 walls is my priority. It comes first. And I don't want to miss any of these moments that already with my 8-year-old, I'm like, when did you, weren't you just a baby? And I think about that all the time. So I try really hard to make time and focus and really give them all the attention that I can.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry because I just had one graduate. But no, I really think that let's see, let's go back. So Erica, where did we meet? We met. Now this is where I think we met, and you tell me where we
Okay.
met.
Memory is not great.
I
but go
know.
on.
No, listen, mine is really bad. I think it was we were at the Pirates, and there was. Were you speaking there?
I don't think so, but I think I know what you're talking about.
There, I swear, Kia Tomlin was there. And there were women up there, a board of women speaking, and I swear maybe I saw
I
you
was there.
Okay,
I did
you
not
didn't speak.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah. And then I think that
yes.
actually the first time that we got to sit down and talk with one another was at a Brave Women Project event.
Yes,
Mhm.
it was.
Mhm.
And it's funny because when you see people on LinkedIn or social media, you feel like you know them when you're kind of seeing what their journey is and what they're
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got to have Erica on because we really got to get into what you're doing. Tell us who came up with Girls? Is it Incorporated or is it Inc?
Girls Inc.
Girls Inc.
Yeah. So it's a national nonprofit, right? So there's affiliates all over the
Okay.
country. And we actually just became Girls Inc. of Greater Pittsburgh in October of 2024.
No way.
Yes. So some of you might remember Strong Women, Strong Girls. It was a
Yes.
nonprofit here in Pittsburgh for a long time. That is the same organization. Strong Women, Strong Girls became Girls Inc. of Greater Pittsburgh in October of 2024.
Okay.
So
What was that one about? Was that
the programming is almost identical. It's the
Okay.
same thing, and that's kind of why it made sense. It was just a natural decision
Right.
for us to become Girls Inc. They were looking to come here. We already had the groundwork set. They really liked our model. It was a no-brainer.
Yes.
So not much has changed other than the name, and really it's allowed us to think kind of more outside the box. You know, being an affiliate of a national org that has resources and, you know, and time and money and, you know, all the support that you would need as a small nonprofit to really expand.
Right.
We don't have that. So a lot of expansion in the works, a lot of talking about doing more, which is fantastic.
So
But
it's been around how long?
Girls Inc.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the oldest girl serving organizations in
Why
the
have I
country.
not heard of it?
Because they weren't here. They weren't in Pittsburgh.
Oh, they weren't in
This is the
Pittsburgh.
first time they've been in Pittsburgh. Yeah, so we are the first
Okay.
Girls Inc. of Greater Pittsburgh. There's one in Philadelphia.
Okay.
But it's us here in
And that was
Pittsburgh now.
2024 when the
Yeah.
Pittsburgh one came about. Okay, that's only been
It's not been that long, right?
no.
But we had a great foundation as Strong Women, Strong Girls prior to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when that was going on in the other states and stuff, so what did they do? Like, what was their mission?
Yeah, so the mission is for all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. Plain and simple, right? It's very
Yes.
short and sweet, and that is what we do. So we go into the schools. We're in over 40 schools and community sites. We go in and we provide 10-week sessions each semester for the girls. So as Strong Women, Strong Girls, and now as Girls Inc., we do elementary age girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And now we are expanding, and right now we're doing a middle school pilot as well. So we're really hoping, you know, to add on and to keep serving really the whole girl, right? You know,
Right.
you don't stop needing these services just in elementary
No.
school. You need them through middle school, through high school. So here's our model. It's really like a generational mentoring process. So we have 3 groups of women and girls.
Okay.
We have the girls who receive the mentoring, right? So our elementary and middle school girls. Then we have our college mentors. So we 6 local universities. We have college mentors who do the actual one-on-one mentoring with the girls.
Oh my gosh.
Then we have strong leaders, and that's our professional age women who there's a lot of women that you and I know in that group of volunteers. They mentor the college women. So again, it's really that generational mentoring.
Where were they when I was in college?
I know, so many
They were
people
probably
say that.
around and I didn't even know.
So many people say that. So we really love that, like, everyone's receiving support in some way, and it really trickles down
Right.
to feed into the girl. The hope is they become, they become college age girls who then can become mentors, who then can become strong leaders, right? We hope that is that's the
Yes.
pipeline, but it's
Who founded
beautiful.
this? Like, who came
Oh
up
my
with
gosh,
this? There
yeah.
had to be a story behind that.
Oh, I'm sure there is, and
Yeah.
whatever it is, I'm sure it's beautiful.
Right.
But it's what we were already doing with
Yes.
Strong Women, Strong Girls. So, and they loved our model, so we were like,
Yes.
yes, let's do this.
Like that's to me, like, I feel like, now it's happening so much now where, younger girls are still going through that. And no, I wouldn't say mental health, but you are, just trying to find yourself in
Yeah.
ways of so many, are you worth it? Are you pretty? Are you smart? Are you strong? Those kind of things,
Mhm.
that's why I always start with hello, my beautiful people, because I
Yes.
want people to know you're all beautiful.
Yes.
You just don't even realize how beautiful you are. So, excuse me. So I'm always like telling people, like, you're beautiful, you're a beautiful soul,
Mhm.
everything about you. Go into the confidence, of having confidence
Yeah.
in these young girls. I remember
That's the goal.
middle school's hard. Now, your
Oh,
daughter
gosh.
is not, you have a daughter?
I do.
She's not at middle school.
They're
yet.
both girls, so I'm like
Okay.
girl mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna. I know, with you helping so many of these young girls, that you will see for you on your end too as a mom, that the transition of going from elementary to middle school is a big adjustment.
I mean, I'm
You've
already
probably
seeing
already
it
seen it.
in 3rd grade. The things that we're coming home and talking about. Like, I'm already having to really incorporate some of these things into our daily talks because
Right.
it's, I just feel like it's gonna make me sound like an old lady, and I don't mean
No,
it.
and
But
I was
like
like,
everything is
it's gonna
happening
be me.
sooner.
Right.
Like in 3rd grade, I don't remember having the
Mhm.
issues that mine are having in 3rd grade.
I know.
Life was simpler, right? There was no cell phones, there was no social media, there wasn't this emphasis on, beauty products and the type of shoes you're wearing and all those things. it's a lot. I can see it for her already
Oh,
in third
see,
grade.
third grade, like I feel like with my daughter, she's 25 now, but when she was in middle school,
Mhm.
that was the hardest time for her. And
Mhm.
I'll never forget. And I think I even mentioned this in one of my other episodes. She was at school and she had on like this like sparkly shirt, and I think we probably picked it up at Kmart or whatever. And one of the girls goes, "That's not from what's that sport? Justice? Was that
I
a
remember that.
okay? Remember
Yeah.
that?"
Uh-huh.
And she goes, the girl goes, "That's from Kmart." And my daughter was like so upset when she came up, "Mom, that I don't want any more clothes from Kmart. She said my shirt was from Kmart." I was like, "What?" Well, first of all, number one, why does a girl even care what you're wearing?
Mhm.
Okay, this is how cruel.
They're mean. Girls are
Kids get.
mean.
Yes.
And I'll say that we
Yes.
were one. So
Right.
it's okay for us to say that. Like, I'm
Yes.
sure I did my fair share of mean things
Right.
as well when I was in middle school and elementary school, but they're mean.
Right. And
Yeah.
you have to like, so it's like you try to teach your kids, like I was trying to tell her, like, listen, it is what, you're not going to go buy a shirt that looks exactly like this other shirt for the whatever it was. But I didn't know how to instill that. Now, if I would have like had you guys around,
Mhm.
girls think I would have been like, I help with these girls transitioning of like not feeling valid, like, oh, I don't have a lot of money. These
Mhm.
people have more money than me. How did
Yeah.
they know all this so soon?
Well, and we, Girls Inc. really focuses on serving underserved areas, right?
Yes.
Because there's so much data and research that shows that those girls, face those issues on a bigger scale,
Yes.
right? There's less resources, different things that happen in those specific areas, and the whole goal is for them to see themselves, right? Because that confident people don't tend to believe people, right? That's just when you believe in yourself.
Oh, I love that. Wait
You
a minute.
don't.
I'm like, say
This
that.
is a personal thought, a personal opinion, but
Believe
when
in
you believe in
yourself.
yourself, you don't really feel the need to tear others down, right? So we're trying to create an environment, a safe space for these girls before and after school where they can really like own themselves, right? Whatever it is that you need to feel confident, whether it's body positivity, whether it's academics that we're focusing on, whether it's mental health, whatever it is, we're just creating a safe space for them to prepare for life. Really, we're trying to put them in a position where they can grow up and lead,
Right.
and they're prepared to do so, and they are prepared to take up space and be in rooms where other people make them feel like they shouldn't be, but they should,
Oh my
and to know their
gosh.
worth. And that's really our goal, is to create the next generation of girls who don't have to relearn things. Like, I feel like you and I, maybe you feel different, I want to speak for you, but as an adult, I feel like when I had to learn how to do these things, how to speak up, use my voice,
Mhm.
advocate for myself, and be in spaces, those are things I had to teach myself.
Yeah.
Because no one taught me that.
No, I just learned that like 5 years ago.
Right.
Like, not even.
We want these young girls
Yes.
to go through life already knowing that they belong at the table, they belong in spaces where men or other women are telling them they shouldn't be,
Right.
and to be loud and to be confident and be strong.
I love that, Erica, because I think about this like when, as for me, this is
Mhm.
what happened to me. Like I always felt like like I don't come up with those, I don't have that speech of like talking intelligent, how like people use big words. I'm always like, please, I mispronounce, I misspell. I'm like far from it. So when I am in a room with like full of like, people that have like,
Right.
masters, and I used to make myself so small
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
just let them all and just listen.
Mhm.
And now I'm like, well, just because they have maybe more education than me or whatever, they use these big words doesn't mean that they're,
No.
what are they? I put them at a higher standard than my own self
Yeah.
worth.
But
That makes
you have
sense?
something to bring to the table too, right? It might be something different than the person sitting next to you, but you have value, you have worth, you are bringing something to the table, and you can do whatever you
Yes.
want to do.
I feel like I'm like a little kid sitting in the classroom, and Erica's sitting here and she's helping me.
Like
my inner child.
I am so ingrained in this work right now because of the ages of my
Yes.
girls and because of my background and my history and the things I went through with my family. I am so hell bent on making sure that I flood my children with confidence and
Yes.
flood them with opportunity, as girls to do whatever they want to do. So like, it's very easy for me to do this work and to feel connected to it, and because it's what I'm living every day at home.
It's
There's
so
not
true.
a huge separation for me.
Right. And you understand it more. So when you are talking to these young girls, you could be like, you know what? I understand it. I have daughters. Like that's the other thing too, is you're
Right.
bringing that. So, okay, for instance,
Mhm.
I say I have a child that,
Mhm.
I'm listening right now. One of the moms is out their dads and they hear you and they're
Mhm.
like, my daughter really needs
Mhm.
what is this, like a workshop, or do you come in? Do they take classes? Like, what do they
It's
do?
usually before or after school.
Okay.
So my suggestion would be to check and see if your school is a Girls Inc. school, right? Because that's how we operate. And you just sign up. It's free for the girls, and they are 10-week sessions each semester. So we do a spring semester and a fall semester,
Okay.
and they come in, and I kind of have the outline here of
Yeah.
how it works. The girls come in and they do a welcome. They do a word of the week, and these are the college mentors. Now we do have site
Okay.
facilitators, right? Staff and all that are on site, so it's not just the college girls alone with the students. But they do a
Yes.
word of the week, which is either strong, smart, or bold, right? Because that's our
I
mission.
love that.
We do a quick vibe check, right? Like, how are we feeling today? Give them the opportunity to say how they're feeling. If anybody's feeling anxious or upset, we
Yes.
want to read the room. We want to make sure we're respectful of everyone else's feelings. So it gives them the opportunity to do a little vibe check, which I love.
I love that.
Then we do some active movement. So for 10 minutes, maybe they're jogging in place or they're moving their bodies. They're young, right? Sometimes they're as young as 6 or 7. So we want to give them the opportunity to shake out their sillies, whether it's because they've been sitting in a classroom all day or it's before they've been sitting in a classroom all day, right? It energizes them or
Listen, I
calms
know
them down.
as adults we need that too.
Heck yes. And then there's a weekly theme. So there's like a main learning focus. And then they do that for the major portion. And then at the end, they do like journaling and group reflection, which I think is such an important thing to instill in these girls, because I don't know about you, but like journaling or even just like writing things out.
We had a diary back then.
Yes, but like this is something that really helps my mental health, and I'm sure it helps a lot of other people's. Just get it out. Sometimes when it's out, even not to someone, just
and
on
writing
paper,
it and seeing it
yes,
written,
and then reading it, right, and then
yes.
like reflecting on it. So yeah, it's again safe space for them to do all the things. We don't know what these girls are going through at home. We don't know if they have parents who have the time or the resources to provide this space for them. We don't know what they're going home to. So it's really important that for that 90-minute period of time when we're working with them, they feel safe and that they can be who they want to be.
Now, is there a place that they go to, or is it at the classroom?
It's at the school.
It's at
It's
the
on
school.
site.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, and for the schools to partner and do that is just so wonderful, because
We are so grateful.
They're seeing a need for it.
Oh, 100%.
How many schools would you say that you are involved in?
40.
40 in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we want to grow. We want to get bigger. We want to start, expanding the middle school.
Like it should be in every school. Like not every school. I mean, I do understand that there are areas. I mean, where I grew up too, same thing. I had a single mom growing up, and most of the people that we lived in townhouses were all coming from divorced families. So we were all kind of like navigating through that, because during my age there was a lot of divorce compared to right now. But it was hard kind of going through that. But I see that there are areas, but you are going to find that there are girls in any kind of area that need to feel that confidence and need to have that safe space.
This is beneficial for any girl of any age in any socioeconomic area, right?
Right.
This is just where we're starting, right? Like we have big goals to really expand and serve every girl that we can.
I can't, I listening to this too, like, I read about it and I heard about it and things like that. But when you sit and you talk to someone who's in it, I can feel like the passion in your voice, in your eyes, that you love what you're doing, because you are you're molding these young women, young girls into having that, what? They said I could do it. I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to go audition for that play, or I'm going to go, do the morning announcements, or I'm going to wear that outfit I wanted to wear. Or if I want to cut my hair or dye it blue, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling that the judgment of the world, I really think that it's changing more. I think that people are accepting more, but it's still at a younger age. We still got to just like push that and tell people like,
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, like, have you had any stories or anybody that, I mean, you don't have to mention any names, but anybody that has just come from the, I don't say system, but have come through the program, and just have flourished, or.
Yeah. I mean, so like I said, the goal, right, would be that all the girls, once they get older, they go to college and they want to be college mentors. And we actually did meet someone this spring who was at we have a mentor summit, and it's like an all-day thing where the mentors, the college girls who are interested in mentoring, go through their training, and we talk extensively about the program. And one of the girls there, came out to our program staff and said, I was a strong girl back in the day when you were
Oh
strong
my
women, strong girls. And
gosh.
the program staff came back to the office and you could just tell that really made them feel
Oh
so
my
good.
gosh.
And that's what we want to see, right? And now she saw the value in that.
Yes.
So she said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to mentor them. And hopefully then when she, leaves
Oh my
college and becomes
gosh.
a
See that,
professional,
like that,
she will then do the same.
that to me right then and there, not that you don't know it's working,
Right.
but you don't know how much you are like instilling. Are they going to go home and they're going to do this? Are they just going to listen like, okay, whatever, like, 'cause
Right.
a lot of times, and as an adult too, like knowing this, like, yes, I say I'm going to do something.
Right. Right.
But if you kind of get them when they're young,
Yes.
I feel like
Yes.
it'll be more. So now that she's in college,
Mm-hmm.
she sees the value, so she wants to
She
now
wants to
like
give back.
kind
And
of help
it's,
you.
yeah. And, hopefully then again, after her 4 years or however long she's in college, she will then be a strong leader and then mentor the college stage girls coming into the program, right?
Yes.
That's the goal. And she'll be able to speak so eloquently about the impact of the program because she's been through each stage.
Right.
And I'm sure she's not the only one. I'm sure there's more that have come and gone. She's just one that came up to us and wanted to let us know.
Yes.
It's really
What a
heartwarming.
wonderful feeling that was.
Yeah.
I mean, just to feel that, like, oh my gosh, like you have, because you probably, I mean, for you, you can't be at all the schools, and you don't know, like, you're overseeing everything with your job.
So I'm development, so
Okay.
a lot of fundraising and community outreach.
Okay.
We have an amazing programs team who I don't know how we have a ridiculous amount of volunteers and we
I was gonna
serve
say,
over
yeah.
400 girls.
Oh
So,
my
and our program
gosh.
staff is two amazing, amazing women who I just seriously don't know how they do it, but they do. They make it work. And
There's only two.
there's only
See,
two of them.
that's why women can really conquer
Thank
the
you.
world.
Exactly, exactly. So we are a small but mighty team, and we would not be able to do this without the volunteers. These college women who really dedicate a lot of their time and effort into this.
Yes.
And I don't know, like it's been a while since I've been in college. I'm not going to date myself, but I don't know if someone would have approached me in college and said, like, hey, dedicate this many hours to doing this free thing in addition to being a college student, navigating that time of your life, being a
Right.
college athlete, like all the things that these women, these young girls have going on, they still choose to dedicate a part of their college experience to giving back to these young girls.
Wow.
And that to me just speaks volumes. And we wouldn't be able to do it without them. There's no way.
No, and
Mhm.
and they're coming. Are they mostly in the Pittsburgh area?
Yeah, so 6 local universities here is what we work with
Oh my
specifically. Yeah, they have their
gosh.
own chapters. They, have their own meetings. They really take ownership of it, and it's really amazing to see them at that age be
This
so
is
involved.
incredible.
Mhm.
And has this been happening even before it was?
Yeah, same model.
Okay.
We use the same model with Strong Women, Strong Girls. Yeah, so it was a very easy transition.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
See, and that to me, like, I kind of wish that these things were happening, but I mean, I'm glad it's happening now, but,
Mhm.
because I would have loved to be a part of something like this too, because
Yeah.
just, I went to Point Park, not to get off, but I went to Point Park. They wanted me to speak about being a podcast. And I remember I saw all these, you know, young kids, and I'm like, they're looking at me, and I'm thinking to myself, I remember I said, I was in your seat before. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And and I kept on telling them, like, listen, no matter what you do in life, go for that passion. I know
Mhm.
everybody says, wow, I want to make money. I want to make, don't get in that job, that stale job that you're
Right.
working at, that you don't feel that passion and
Mhm.
love for.
Mhm.
And I was trying to instill, and I actually had an intern. I don't know if you saw her at one of the events.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Pillar Awards.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So she's such a sweetheart. So she was there, and she was like, I would love to intern. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. And I could see that she wanted to get into like some type of communications, broadcasting,
Uh-huh.
or something like that. But when you meet, these young, impressionable adults, young adults, you kind of want to tell them, like, I was in your shoes, and I'll never forget. I wish I would have had that person, that mentor, that
Mhm.
person telling me, like, hey, Jen, you can do that. You go ahead and do that. Like,
Do it now.
yeah,
Don't wait.
right.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Don't wait, because what are you waiting for? I mean,
Mhm.
time is, like you said, time is fast,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you have to think about like what makes you
Mhm.
happy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you are like giving so much joy to these young girls.
It's an honor, honestly, to be a part of this, and I feel that way about my entire career, right? All the different missions that I've worked for and contributed to in some way. Um, I've always been the type that, I think we talked about this earlier, I'm not going to work for or support or pour
Yes,
myself
we did,
into
yes.
something that I don't actually believe in, or
Mhm.
something that I wouldn't participate in myself, or something that I wouldn't donate to, right? You know, a lot of fundraising is asking people to support you
Right.
financially. I'm not going to ask you to support something financially that I wouldn't support financially, that I
Yes.
don't believe in. And that just feels, it doesn't feel genuine to
Mhm.
me. So I've been very lucky that I've been able to do this, but I have been very selective with what I pour my time and talent into for that reason. You know, I serve on a few boards. I do a lot of volunteer work outside of my professional career, and it's the same applies across the board. So,
Right.
you know, to say that I believe in this program and that I'm fully in it is an understatement.
Like you can tell, every time I see you, I'm just like, and she always has a beautiful. If you're only listening to this and not watching this on YouTube, she's a beautiful smile. She's just so beautiful, and I just, I can just see the passion. So tell us a little bit about the fundraising. Like, what do you guys do?
Sure.
Like
Mhm.
during the year, do you have any like events that
Mhm.
people can help with, or
Yeah, so we have one big event every year. It's called the
okay,
Strong Awards, and we give an award to one of our participants who is a girl. We give a college mentor an award. We give a professional woman award, and we give a corporation or an organization an award. And it's one of
oh,
our favorite years of the night. It's nights of the year. It's
I didn't catch it.
it's in August every year, so it'll be in August this year.
Okay.
So save the date. Stay tuned.
Right before school starts.
Right before school starts, right?
Okay.
We kick off and we really just celebrate all that we've accomplished in this past year.
Yes.
And we pick, with the help of teachers, site facilitators, and other people who have, input and have really been overseeing everything
Yes.
for that year. We pick, one of the girls, one of the college mentors, and a strong leader to
Aw.
receive an award. And it's it's so it's so emotional.
Don't
Like,
make me cry 'cause I'm
sorry,
very emotional.
especially when the young girls get up there and they
Yes.
talk about what the program means to them. I mean, these are like 9, 10-year-old girls
Oh,
who are accepting this award. And a lot of time moms with them or dads with them, or the teacher that nominated them is with them. And it's always just so amazing. And the same with a college mentor, to have a college mentor get up there and talk about why they do what they do.
yes.
It's really amazing. So that's like our big fundraiser for the year. It's really just a celebration.
Where's it usually at?
So we usually have it at the Westin.
The Westin. Okay, and that was in
In
August.
August. Yeah. So stay
You only have one
tuned.
big one.
We have one big one. So the issue, when you work with youth,
Right.
there's not a lot of in-person things you can do with
That's
volunteers.
true,
A lot
yeah.
of clearances involved, especially with you're in this school. So we're very protective of the girls. We're very specific about the things that we do in person.
Right.
So not a whole lot there. Obviously, we do a lot of like kind of one-off things. Like we just had our 1 year celebration since becoming Girls Inc. So right
Yes.
before Thanksgiving, we had a 1 year birthday party, so to speak, for Girls Inc. because we had just celebrated 1 year of actually being Girls Inc. So we'll do like one-off things like that, celebrations,
Yes.
or we can get our board and our supporters and anybody who wants to learn about the organization can come. But yeah, we really focus a lot of our energy into August because when it comes down to it, it is about celebrating the girls and it's
Right.
about celebrating the volunteers and the
Mhm.
people that make this possible. Again, we're a small team. We need to celebrate the people who pour their heart and soul into this every day and make it happen. So that's what our Strong Awards is all about.
I love that. I only knew a little bit from talking to Kelly about it, but I wasn't sure what it was all about. And then seeing some of the pictures and like, just seeing some of the posts, I was like, oh my gosh, I should have went.
Well, there's
Like,
always next
I
year.
know I am coming. 2026, I am
Yeah,
coming.
we
in
have a red
August.
carpet, and we,
I love
put up
that.
artwork from the girls, and then we have
They get all dressed up.
they get all dressed up, and we
Aw.
have dancers from a local dance academy. They come in and they put on a performance. There's live music. It's lovely. It's a lovely night.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like baskets or do you like
Oh
need
yeah,
donations?
we do all the things, right?
Okay.
There's a silent auction, and orders and drinks.
Well,
all the
once it gets
works.
closer,
Yeah.
and if you need any help with any donations or anything, like you can come on and we'll do like a
That would be
little
amazing.
shout out to just see if people want to get involved. Because there are so many people out there that are probably like, oh my God, how do I get involved? Or
Yeah.
how do I help? Or like,
Yeah.
what can I do?
Yeah.
If I can't volunteer, can I help with this or help with
Mhm.
that? So those kind of things
Mhm.
that, we can, I'll get that out to them a couple months before.
I mean, I know it seems crazy to be talking about August right now, but like we're already in the planning mode, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
like January 1, anybody who wants to know anything about
Yes.
Strong Awards or donate a basket or an opportunity or a sponsorship even, let me know.
Yes. I love that.
Call me.
It's, it's just, I'm going to get her cell phone. No.
Put it right here on a piece of paper.
Yes.
That's
Don't call me
fine.
after 11.
Yes.
But I mean, just listening to you, Erica, and just learning so much about it. Just to me, I knew of like about it, but when you sit down and you actually talk to
Yeah.
someone who's like in it and
Yeah.
is doing it all the time, and you're thinking, okay, wait a minute, I can't believe how many great things you're doing for these young girls.
Yeah. It's, a lot of people say, oh, Girls Inc. Oh, you're just another girl serving organization. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Like we are different and we do different things and we pour a lot of our time and effort into making sure that everything we do and the programs that we run and how we're expanding is really, really centered on serving the girl. When we're changing, times are changing, right? There's different things. The curriculum looks different today than it did 5 years ago, obviously, right? There's so many different things as the world changes and social cues change and all the things. Like we have a great programs team who is really invested in making sure that every year that curriculum is very relevant to the girls who will be learning it that year.
I love that. And I'm going back when you were saying like when you really talk about like mental health. And I think that it's really hard for people to share. But when they see, I was talking to somebody else about this. When somebody else shares their vulnerability about something that's bothering them or like they're upset about, then the girls see, okay, wait a minute, it's okay to talk about it. And I feel like having that space for them to feel that, what, I really want to talk about this, but I'm afraid to talk about, or, I just, some people may, I used to just push everything under the rug. I didn't want anybody.
Did you feel like as a young girl that was what you were supposed to do? If you're not, you're dramatic, right? Oh, calm down. Yes. Oh, don't be dramatic, right? Am I overreacting?
Drama queen.
Right? And that's again something that we're trying to convey to them is that all your feelings are valid, right?
And we're all so different.
Yes.
And it's okay to have, it's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have like, my biggest thing too is the whole bullying. I actually haven't had anybody on yet about the whole bullying, which I'm looking for someone to talk about because I'm like, it still goes on.
Oh,
and I want people to know that, when you get older and you look back on that and you think about those bullies, like we were saying before, if you are that confident young lady and you are like, you see the signs of, I'm not going to be that bully.
Absolutely.
Or I'm not going to let that person bully that person.
Right. And I mean, I don't know about you, but it happens as adults as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's just, we just call it something different when we're older, right?
I know, right?
But, people still, they're just people go through their lives and that's their, right?
When I was telling Erica about the speech that I did, I said, hurt people. And so that's what I've realized, going through my journey is that, I when I see somebody having a bad day, I say to myself, something's going on with them. Like, instead of like judging them, maybe say, hey, are you okay? Do you need to talk?
Yes.
And I end up finding out that people do want to talk, and that's why I have this platform so that people can share and just kind of like get those things out there because a lot of people might not know about it because they might see it and be like, oh, what is this? Like an organization that just you have to be a member, or it is something that is a nonprofit that is in schools that are helping youth and helping college age girls to just develop.
Yeah. Like I said, that multi-generational thing is just, it's so cool to see it really affect so many from elementary to, we have some strong leaders who are in their 70s.
No, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Now, is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you would like to talk about?
No, I mean, I guess if you're a professional woman and you want to be a strong leader, let me know.
How do we, what is your website?
It's girlsincpgh.org. My contact info is there.
Okay.
Phone number, website, email, all those things.
That's the best way to get a hold of you guys.
Yeah. So if you're interested in becoming a strong leader, I didn't really go into too much detail about it, but we pair you with a college mentor and you are their mentor. So they're receiving the mentorship that they're giving. So they're pouring out, you're pouring in, their cup is full, right? Okay. That's kind of the motto. There's no obligation, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, you must check in once a week or we're going to fire you for being a strong leader. That's not how it works.
It's all volunteer.
It's all volunteer. It's all, for the gain of both. We want both of you to be getting something out of it. We really are there to support that relationship in any way we can.
It's
but
like
we
a
let
big
you
sister. Remember the big brothers, big sisters.
Yes.
It's being a big sister to someone. Because you're, as we go through the phases in life, my college the person I was in college is not the same person I am.
Absolutely not.
Right?
Absolutely not.
We're both like, no.
No.
But you were talking about the word evolve,
Yes.
into a different kind of person and through the stages of your life.
Mhm.
And so you can go back and say to them, they're having this problem, that, hey, listen, this is not a problem right now. You
Mhm.
should not be worrying about this
Mhm.
because this is going to mean nothing to you when you get older, like those kind of things.
When you're younger, a problem can feel like the end of the world. It can feel like the heaviest thing. And then you look back as an adult and you're like, was I even worried about that?
Like even a breakup,
Oh my gosh, yes. End of the world.
Yes, my
Mhm.
daughter was like, "Oh my gosh," and I was like, "You're not in," and she was like, "Mom, you're right." At the time when you're in the moment,
Mhm.
you feel like everything's kind of crushing down on you,
Mhm.
and you're very upset about it. But then as time goes on, you heal and you just feel so much better. You grow from every
Yeah,
experience.
and when you're in it, it's hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Or it's
Right.
hard to see the opportunities that are going to come from that bad thing that has happened to you, right? But once those opportunities present themselves, you're like, I get it now. I get it now. That was supposed to
Yes.
happen.
It's almost like you have to live life too to realize a lot of the things that are important to you, and what's how you want to be. I talking about being remembered, but I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. But,
Right.
but more of like the legacy that you want to leave. Like I want my daughter to know, like that she can tell me anything. I tell her everything. That I'm an open book.
Yep.
And we were talking about this off air that we're both open books. Like if
Oh
there's
my gosh, yeah.
something somebody wants to talk about, like I end up talking to complete strangers about things because I'm like, hey,
I don't believe that.
I know. She's looking at me like, I'm saying,
100%.
he'll be like, we'll be at a restaurant and I'm sitting down talking to somebody else. He's like, are you going to come over here? I'm like, no, I'm busy right now. But I'm like, I just enjoy listening. That's what I've learned so much. Don't you feel like that as we get older?
Yes,
you become
because
a
you
good
hear
listener.
different perspectives, right? So you might grow up thinking, okay, these are my morals. This is what I believe in. And that's fine. And you should have those and you should be strong and firm in those. But when you hear it from somebody else's perspective who had a totally different life than you, had a totally different experience from you, it opens your mind to accept other things. Okay, these are my morals and my values, but I'm not opposed to yours now because I get why they make sense for you.
Right.
Mhm.
And your story, your journey, everybody's different. So like
Yes.
you have to take that into account. Like you have to give each other grace. Don't you feel like that?
Yeah, but do you feel like people have a hard time doing that? Because I do.
Yeah, I do. Because they don't put themselves in your shoes. I
No.
always say you got to put yourself in somebody else's shoes because you don't know what they're going through. And the one biggest thing too, Erica, I'm sorry if I'm going on a tangent here, but is if I always thought my story was not like, oh my God, her story, she's struggled and she's battled and she is a survivor. Like, oh my God, my story is nothing compared. Your story, somebody told me this, like it still resonates with me. Your story is your story.
It's something to you.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so you can't compare somebody else's story to yours. You just have to like embrace it and say, you know what? This is what I've gone through. This is what I want to give back or I want to help other people. It's almost like you lived that life. Knowing,
Yeah. And, sure, it can make you more grateful, right, for different things when you hear somebody else's story that might be perceived as worse than yours.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that what you went through and what shaped you is not important.
I love that. I'm just so excited about starting this in 2026 with amazing women like you that are just doing so many amazing things. I love that word amazing. Can you tell?
As women are amazing.
And they are strong. They are, what are they, bold?
Strong, smart, and bold.
They're strong, smart, and bold.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much
Thank
for being here.
Thank you. This was fun.
I know. It goes so fast. Like we could sit here and talk about so many different things. And I definitely would love to maybe do something before the fundraiser that you have in August. We could talk about it.
I'll be back.
Get it out there because I'm not sure if it's open to the public.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's open to the public.
Yes, please come.
Yes. So we will definitely get back together when it gets closer to that. But I am just so grateful you're here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. This was another episode of Spill with me, Jenny D. Take care.
Come spill with me. Come spill with